That's also not a simple concept, and I just want to talk about one quote that somebody talked about dedicating once, because he struggled with what he was speaking to people about. He didn't think that his words were going to be important when he said them, and he said them at a national cemetery. He said them at one of the first national cemeteries, and he was talking about dedication. And what he said is, he said, we cannot dedicate. We cannot consecrate. We cannot hollow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our power to add or detract. So when Abraham Lincoln said that on the battlefield at Gettysburg, dedicating that national cemetery, the same thing applies here at Jefferson Barracks. Now, certainly there's one critical difference between the Gettysburg National Cemetery, also known as Soldiers National Cemetery, and Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery. There was no battle fought here. This is an older cemetery than the Gettysburg National Cemetery. This is an older cemetery than Arlington National Cemetery. But fortunately, there was no battle fought here. However, the concept of we can sit here today and talk, but these people in these sections behind us are the ones who we owe everything to, and that's why we're here today, and that's why we're going to unveil this monument. And before we do, I would like some of the same people to stand, because I want to recognize some others. First, Debbie Thomas. When Debbie stands, who I'd like to recognize, I'd like to recognize Richard Sanders, her dad, gunner's mate, 3rd class. Wesleyan Prevolet. I'd like to recognize Wesley Bonham, electrician's mate, 3rd class. Now, they were both in the Navy in World War II. Michael mentioned his dad. Who he didn't mention was his grandfather, also buried here at Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery. So while his dad, Paul, was a veteran of World War II, his grandfather, Charles, was a veteran of World War I. Darlene or Kim Martinelli. We recognize George Clemens, a sergeant in the United States Army from Korea. Carol Wood Smith, her dad, Rodney Errett, PFC, United States Army. And is Phyllis Casper here? Frank Rohan, and I hope I have this right, Ship's Serviceman 1st Class in the United States Navy. Those Navy ranks for an Army person are hard. There are like hundreds of them. But this is what it's all about. So Debbie, thank you for what you've done. We're going to unveil this shortly, but once again, this is all about the people behind us. And so we hope, and this is made out of stone, we hope for decades and centuries, this stone will be here and draw people's attention to the people behind us. And we also owe these people in meaningful causes a lot of credit for moving us to this point today. And this is a pilot, by the way. Remember, I have 78 cemeteries like this, and we want to take a look at this and see if this applies to some of the other places where we probably buried in 1982 to 1987 lots of veterans and family members under these markers. They were buried with honor, but now we want to make sure they have the visibility same visibility as the other ones. So thank you for...
Are close to, anyway.
What's that?
Are close to the same visibility.
Yes. So thank you for having me here.
Well, thanks for coming.
You're welcome, and thank you for supporting Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery and everything that you do.
At this time, we actually would like to invite Ms. Thomas and Mr. Powers for the actual unveiling.
Everybody ready? Cameras ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
All right, at this time, we are going to invite Aaron back for singing God Bless America.
I guess.
Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountain to the prairie, to the ocean, what we found. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, what we found. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, our home, sweet home.
You may be seated. Before continuing, I just wanted to take this opportunity to express on behalf of Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery staff our deepest condolences to Erin, who this past weekend lost her grandmother, and she still chose to be here today with us. And finally, with great honor, I do welcome American Legion Post 253, the Veterans Color Guard, and Sergeant Jack Poitras, U.S. Army, for the rifle salute, retiring of the colors and taps. And to your left and my right, we will have extremely loud rifle fire.
Take your guard, Dave. Ready, set, oh! Aim, fire. Aim, fire. Aim, fire. Hit, arm.
Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery, guests, speakers, our lovely singer, chaplain, honor guard, I'd like to thank you for your attendance, meaningful causes. I'd like to thank you for the efforts that you've been through and all that you continue to do. At this time, this does conclude our ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you.